Hello and welcome to CSIT 301 Mobile Application Development. My name is Paul Nitaki Ama and I'll be taking you through today's session. Today we'll be exploring Worklight. We are going to introduce ourselves to Worklight, look at some capabilities of Worklight and what we can use it for. This session seeks to describe the differences between the IBM Worklight product packages. We'll also explain the IBM Worklight component architecture. We then will describe the development and management capabilities of IBM Worklight. The key topics to be covered today are IBM Worklight components and architecture, Worklight development capabilities, application management and reporting capabilities, mobile team development capabilities. All reading materials have been uploaded onto the Sakai. Please do well to go through them. IBM Worklight component and architecture. Now, the IBM Worklight is made up of several components. It's made up of 5 different components which we want to talk about. The first one being the IBM Worklight Studio. Now, the Studio is what allows us to actually write and deploy code. The Studio is a plug-in into Eclipse, and that gives us the interface where we are able to write our code, manage our code, and then deploy our code. Then we have the IBM Worklight server. Now, it's where most of our server-side code is going to reside. Here, back-end systems and cloud-based services are connected to from the IBM Worklight server. The third component is the IBM Worklight device runtime components. Now, this offers runtime client application programming interfaces designed to enhance security, governance, and usability. The next component we'll talk about is the IBM Worklight Application Center. Now, for every mobile application, normally there's a marketplace or an application center where users can go to and download the application. IBM provides an application center where you are able to set up and deploy your applications for end users to log on and then download. Then we have the IBM Worklight console. Now, this is an administrative graphical user interface for the server, adapters, applications, and push services. This will help you to manage, monitor, and instrument mobile apps. Now, here we have a diagram of the Worklight components and how they interact with each other. Now, the IBM Application Center is a tool to make sharing mobile applications within an organization easier. Like we said, it is synonymous to the marketplace we have for Android. It is also the same as what you would have for the iOS App Store. Now, with the Application Center, the user would log on or navigate to the Application Center. They would select the application they want to download, and that is going to facilitate the installation of the application onto the mobile end. We'll now want to talk about Worklight development capabilities. The first thing we want to talk about is code optimization. Now, IBM Worklight provides a framework that enables the development, optimization, integration, and management of secure applications that run on high-end smartphones and other consumer environments. Now, the application framework helps you to create hybrid applications that are designed to interact with back-end services. During this course, we'll talk about several back-end services, and we are even going to build applications to talk to most of these back-end services. We'll also explore the IBM Worklight Client-Side API. Now, the API are a set of instructions that allows us to talk to the device-specific functions or access device-specific functions. We'll also be looking throughout this course, talking about the encrypted cache. We'll also talk about the JSON store. We'll also look at skins and location services. We'll also talk about the Apache Cordova, which, like we said, the Worklight is built on top of. Now, this also provides us with some functionalities and utilities. When we discuss Apache Cordova in detail, we'll look at how to even create plugins of our own to integrate our system. Another capability that the Worklight provides for us is offline mode. Now, Worklight uses a client-server architecture that can detect whether a device has a network connectivity and the quality of the connection. An offline-enabled mobile application can also be used when a mobile device lacks connectivity, but some functions can be limited. There's also the functionality of string translation. Now, Worklight automatically translates the application strings according to a designated file. So here you can now target several languages. Worklight provides that feature also. Also, Worklight provides JavaScript toolkits that will enhance development of UI. Here we can use Dojo, we can use SensorTouch, we can use jQuery Mobile. During the course, we'll explore how we can integrate all of these JavaScript toolkits into our application development. Then we'll also talk about integration adapters. Adapters run on the server side and connect to mobile apps. They connect mobile apps to enterprise systems. So using an adapter, we can talk to a database. Using an adapter, we can talk to some cloud service or even the backend itself. Now, there are different types of adapters that we can use. We have the HTML adapter, which can be used to invoke RESTful services and SOAP-based services. We also have the SQL adapter. Now, this can be used to execute parameterized SQL queries and store procedures that retrieve or update data in a database. There's also the cast iron adapter, and then there's also the JMS adapter. Further on down in the session or in this course, we are going to talk about these adapters into detail. Then also Worklight provides a notification mechanism. So we are able to do a push and a pull, just like you would have for your mobile application devices, where you receive a message and it's pushed onto your device. Worklight allows you to also have that same mechanism building a hybrid application. Then we can also make use of location services. So you can now build applications that are smart, that bring up specific functionalities based on the location of the user. Then Worklight also has a security framework that allows us also to build robust and secured application. The Worklight IBM security framework serves two main goals. It controls access to the protected resources and also propagate the user identity to the enterprise systems through the adapter framework. There's also support for multi-factor authentication. Now, it allows integration with container security, web gateways, and IBM Security Access Management. We'll now want to talk about the application management and reporting capabilities. With Worklight, we can do a direct update. The Worklight server can directly push updated web resources to deployed applications without uploading new versions to a public app store. Now, mobile web and hybrid applications can retrieve new versions of their web resources without the user explicitly asking for them. Direct update is enabled by default. To update an application, you just need to redeploy it. The advantages of using direct updates is as follows. The user can always have the latest version of the application. The server-side control has control over which versions of an application are being used. Now, the push notification can also be administered using the Worklight. The push notifications page in the Worklight console provides a quick view of the various entities in the push notification chain. The Application Center console helps to upload applications that are written for these operating systems: Android, iOS, BlackBerry OS 6 and 7, and then the Windows Phone. Here we are able to manage several different versions of mobile applications. We can also review the feedback of testers of mobile application, all by using the Application Center console. Now we can track which applications are installed and on which devices. Then we also have the analytics component. The IBM Worklight includes IBM Smart Cloud Analytics, which is the engine that drives the IBM Worklight scalable operational analytical feature. Here we are able to get access to some analytic features using Worklight. There's the Analytics tab, and here is a screenshot of the Analytics tab. You can see that it provides us with, from this chart, we can see daily hits, we can see daily visits. So these are sample analytics that you can gain from using the Analytics tab. We'll now want to look at the mobile team development capabilities. Using Worklight, we can build shell application or shell components. Now, a shell component is a building block that is used to create inner application. Now, the main idea behind the shell component methodology is to separate levels of development inside the organization. So developers who are skilled in native development implement native and web code bases that can be used as a starting point for one or more applications. Developers who are less native, who have less native development skills but more web expertise, receive a ready-to-use shell component and use it as a wrapper to create the organization's application. Then we can also have mobile patterns. Now, the mobile patterns provide templates that you can use to develop pages that are associated with a jQuery or a Dojo mobile application. Now, this accelerates development of your mobile application by providing views common to many mobile applications. Finally, the applications components that are provided by Worklight are reusable. Now, they provide reusable libraries that you can add to the application you develop. Then also, it can be a client-side library or a server runtime block. Typical libraries might handle basic functions such as login or payments. It can be used to create an application component that is based on a Worklight project. This brings us to the end of today's session. We have been able to review the components of Worklight. We have seen some of the capabilities of Worklight. Further on in the course, we'll now see how to use Worklight to build an application. Thank you.